Hello guys, and thank you very much for joining me today. I got a request from one of you to create a bookmark, and here are some ideas. As the bookmark requested was connected to the mushroom, I wanted to recreate one of them. So first, it's going to be just a new project, which is cute. It's not maybe the best looking, but I find it cute. So we're going to try to recreate mushroom, but in just 2 dimensions. We're going to start with the chain of 9, and this is going to be the dome of the mushroom. And once we have the chain of 9, we're going to go into that back loop. So you see how it looks like in the front, and then you're not going to catch that one in the front, but in the back. And we're going to do a single crochet until the end of this row. I apologize if I sound scatterbrained. I am quite sleepy and I cannot focus, so welcome to my world. Anyways, once we finish with the single crochets, we are going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. Okay, and this is the end of the row. Now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn the work. And now we are going to go into the second chain space from the hook. We're going to take both of those little loops and we're going to do a slip stitch. Now we're going to do single crochets almost until the end, but in that last stitch we're going to make a slip stitch. And right now in this last chain space we are going to do a slip stitch. After that we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. This way, with the slip stitches, we're going to begin each row with a slip stitch. We're going to make a decrease. You can do a decrease in a different way, and I will show you a different way a little bit later up during this tutorial. It's going to be also for this dome. It looks cute, it looks okay, so you can choose if you want to do it with a slip stitch or you want to do it with a regular decrease. And once you reach the end, again, you're going to do a slip stitch in the last chain space. Then you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work. And right now I'm going to do a decrease stitch. So this is how I do it. I'm going to pull the hook through and then yarn over, and then again I'm going to catch the next stitch. I'm going to pull through, and then I'm going to pull through all 3 loops. I will be doing one more right now in about a few seconds, and it's the same. Catch that stitch, catch the next stitch, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. This is also a very good way of doing this, but it creates a little bit bigger slope than when you do a slip stitch, and we want to avoid this making this look like a triangle, because if you do it all with these decrease stitches, it's going to come up looking a little bit edgy, and you don't want an angry mushroom. And right here I finished. I like the way that the dome looks like and I like the size of it, so I chained 1, and now I'm going to do single crochets all around the dome. This is going to give it extra dimension and extra shape. So you're just going to go in each chain space around and you're going to do 1 single crochet, but when you reach these corners you're going to have to do more. You're going to have to do in between 3 and 4 of these little single crochets, because you need to create the turning point and you don't want to have the edges curling up on you. So you're going to do that for both corners. Once you reach the starting point, you're going to cut off your yarn and all the excess yarn that you have, but just try to leave a little bit to be able to sew everything in together. Now we're going to create the body of the mushroom. So we are again going to chain 8, well this time 8, And then we're going to go into the back loop again, as you can see, and we're going to start with a single crochet. We're going to do another single crochet, and now we are going to start increasing slowly. We're going to do half double crochet, and then we are going to go in with the double crochets until the end. You will see in a bit why. This is going to create that volume and the shape that the mushroom has, well, the body of the mushroom. And once you reach the last stitch, you're going to do 2 double crochets in that same chain space. So it's like double crochet, 2 double crochets. So now we need to create those turning chains, which means that we have to add 3 extra half double crochets right here. I didn't want to create a mushroom that's going to have like a elongated body. I wanted to create a little bit stunted body, so that's why I decided to go with 3 half double crochets for this turning point. Into the same chain space, now you're going to do two double crochets, and after that you're just going to continue all the stitches as we did in the previous row. So as you can see, you can just follow what you did before. So first we need to have 2 extra double crochets, and then half double, and then single crochets until the end. That was 1 double crochet, and now we're going to have another one. I was just making sure that it was what was needed, and yeah, I was trying to count how many. So anyways, just follow what you did before, or write it down. It's easier, or just follow this tutorial. And now we're going to do with half double crochet, and now we're going to have single crochets until the end. And that's our body. That's the body for our mushroom. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to get into these little top stitches because they're usually very tight, especially if you're using very fine needle like I am. Try using maybe 3mm hook. I couldn't find where mine was, so I was using this one. I think it's 2mm. Anyways, these are the 2 pieces that we will need, and we now need to put them together. So now I'm going to use leftover yarn that's still attached to the body, and I'm going to start sewing through. So now as I'm attaching it, I'm trying to create those little spots. They're going to look more like lines, but that's fine. Eventually it does come down to it starts looking good. I would not say it's the best solution, but I didn't want to create little knots, because in that case one side would look a little bit messy and the other side would look nice. So I wanted somehow to give them at least a little bit of more or less uniformed look from both sides. So you're just going to go like randomly. There is no really rhyme or reason here. So you're just going to continue until you're satisfied with the look of your mushroom. And once you have everything secured, I decided here to attach more of the dome to the body to make it sturdier, and it proved to be a good decision. Okay, so here it is. And I think it looks cute. So now I wanted to add something else, because to me this did not really look like a bookmark, which could be, but I wanted to add a little, like to create like a little lanyard. I know this is not a lanyard, but I wanted to create a little attachment. So I just went in with about 50 chain of 50 crochets, and that turned out to be working very well for the books. It had the exact height that it needed. So just proceed with just chaining 50, that's it. And once that's done, you want to secure your work. Check if it's long enough for your book, because it's going to depend on the yarn that you're using. If you're using yarn that's thicker than this, it might be poking through much in the book, and it's not going to be as nice. So try using yarn that's very dainty. This one might even be too thick that I'm using, but it turned out well. You will see in a second. Oh yeah, I was hiding that extra little thread, and then I just cut it off. And here is how I envisioned this to be used. It looks cute, honestly. Like, I really like that there is a little mushroom hanging out. But this gave me another idea. So aside from creating this type of bookmark, you can also, in case you have created one of my previous designs, you can use them to create bookmarks. And here is how. So this is a little mushroom that I created a while ago. If you haven't seen it, please make sure to watch it. And what you want to do is you want to pull your needle through and catch the yarn, and then you're just going to do the same thing we did for the previous mushroom. You're just going to make a chain of 50, 55. It all depends how thick your yarn is and how long you want it to be. So I wanted 50 because that really suits my needs with this particular yarn. And if you want to add something extra, once you finish this, you can attach a little bead, as I did, and it created an extra dimension. So I was trying to see how to attach it, and for me, the easiest way was to just use my hook. And yeah, and then you just tie a few knots so it does not fall out, and you are good to go. Of course, you're going to go back and hide that extra yarn that's hanging off of the dome of the mushroom, but that's really easy, so I did not record that. And you're done. Your bookmark is ready. But there is another one that's even cuter. This is the extra yarn that I was talking, the excess one. And this is what it looks like. It's cute. Now let's get to the next one. This is the pineapple that I uploaded a few weeks ago. Make sure to watch it. It's super cute. And now I'm just going to do the same. I'm going to pull my needle through, well, my hook. I'm going to catch the yarn, and I'm just going to start crocheting, and I'm going to make about 50 chains. But that's not it. There is a little twist. So once you make your chain of 50, you are going to turn your work, and you're going to go into the back loop, and you're going to do a slip stitch. Then you're going to go into the next space, and you're going to do a single crochet. You're going to continue with a few single crochets and then half double crochets. You want to increase. There is no right or wrong. This is your leaf, and the leaf needs, because the leaves on the pineapples are a little bit wider and then a little bit thinner at the top. So your leaf needs to resemble that. So what you want to do is start increasing the number of the types of stitches that you're doing. So we start with a slip stitch, we go into single crochet, then we go into half double crochet, then into double crochet, and eventually into treble crochet. You can keep increasing, which is fine if you want it to be extra wide. It's going to look very cute. I decided the treble was the highest I was going to go, and I just did a few of those because I just wanted to create a little bit extra body at the top. So I think I did about 3 or 4 trebles, and then I continued with double crochet all the way to the middle. And here is the middle. You can see that the leaf has already formed a little bit. And now I'm going to continue with half double crochets until, let's say for the next 10 stitches. It doesn't really matter. It's totally up to you how you want your leaf to turn out. There is no right or wrong. You don't have to follow this completely. So just make sure that you have enough of all of them. So I'm just going to continue until the last few stitches to have half double crochet, and then I'm going to do single crochet and a few slip stitches by the end. So we're going to practically repeat what we did at the beginning. And here you can see I'm doing single crochets, and soon I'm going to reach almost to the top of the pineapple. So I'm going to transfer into slip stitches until the end, and this is going to put that leaf into looking like a leaf. Once you reach the leaf, you will want to secure your work, and you want to attach the leaf to the next chain space from that first one that we did once we started crocheting this leaf. And you're going to do one more in order to make it more stable and more secure. Just find some space next to it and secure it with a slip stitch, and then you're going to cut your yarn and secure the work. And you're going to do everything you can to hide the excess yarn. I did not record that because you already have that in other videos, and this is what it looks like. I think that this one turned out to be so cute. This is my favorite so far. And it fits very nicely into the book, and I also like that it curls up at the end. It's kind of like keeping the book together. And here's the finished product. If you like this little tutorial, please comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would mean so much for my channel. And Merry Christmas, y'all! See you soon. Bye-bye.